What's up, folks? It's the Sportsbook Killa UFC Fight Night Denver. It looks like it's going to be a pretty solid card. I'm not all that crazy about it. These picks are going to be relatively tough, but I'm going to do the best I can for you guys, okay? We're going to start with the main event, the women's flyweight division. We got Thug Rose Namajunas going up against Tracy Cortez. I tell you what, this is going to be a real good fight, I believe. Tracy Cortez can box. She has fast hands, and she can box her behind off. So I'm gonna lean Rose Namajunas. The only problem I have is, like I said, everybody pretty much knows I'm not too crazy about Rose Namajunas' fiance training her, Pat Berry. She hasn't been the same fighter since this guy started training her. I love the stuff she did when she was training with Trevor Whitman. And for some odd reason, the last few times I think I saw him as like her secondary trainer. He wasn't her primary guy. And I like Trevor Whitman definitely over Pat Berry, but I'm seeing Pat Berry play more of a role in her camps. So it's hard for me to go heavy on Rose Namajunas with the way she's been fighting these last few fights. It seems like she's been fighting very passive. But I'm going to lean Rose Namajunas because she has more tools. She's a karate black belt, taekwondo black belt, jiu-jitsu brown belt. She has good boxing. And, she has a real solid ground game. So I'm going to lean Rose Namajunas on this one. I really am. Tracy Cortez, she has great boxing, fast hands, and good takedown defense. But I'm going to lean Rose Namajunas on this one, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop, the over 2.5 round prop, and I'm even going to throw a little something on the over 3.5 round prop just in case it goes the distance. One of the reasons I'm leaning Namajunas is because Tracy Cortez tends to gas in that third round. She tends to fight a little bit slower in the third round, and she slows down quite a bit actually in the third round. So this is going to be a 5-rounder. So I'm going to lean Rose Namajunas on this one. Next fight, we got the lightweight men's division. We got Drew Dober going up against Jean Silva. Drew Dober is good. This guy's a 2-time Muay Thai champ, southpaw style. He's a hard striker. He's a pressure fighter. Trains at Team Elevations. He's going to have pretty good cardio. I like Drew Dober. I do like this guy. He can fight. However, he's 35 years old. He's 27-13, and Jean Silva is something a bit different for the UFC. This guy is a hard puncher. He has KO power. He's a pressure fighter as well. He looks for the knockout, and after what he just did 2 or 3 weeks ago with Charles Jourdain, I could see him doing the same thing to Drew Dober, or at least busting Drew Dober up pretty good in this fight. So I'm going to go with Jean Silva, even though he just fought a few weeks ago. He's still in shape. He didn't put in much work against Charles Jourdain. So I'm going to go with Jean Silva. And I may take a chance and throw a little something on the under 2.5 round prop. Next fight, we got the men's welterweight division, Gabriel Bonfim going up against Ange Losa. This should be an interesting fight. Very interesting fight. Gabriel Bonfim, this guy's jiu-jitsu is off the charts. It's lightning fast submissions. He doesn't have the best takedowns, but he has really fast submissions if the fight goes to the ground, especially if someone takes him down. He has a serious guillotine choke, and he has a good ground game. Ange Losa doesn't do anything spectacular, and he has a lot of muscle mass, which causes him usually to gas a little bit in his fights around that third round point. So, but he has a very strong chin. He has good takedowns, and he can box. He can box, but I got to ride with Bonfim on this one. I got to. Bonfim's 15-1. Ange Losa's 10-3. Bonfim's 25 years old. Losa's 30 years old. I'm going to take Gabriel Bonfim to win. I think he can outbox Ange Losa, and I think if Ange Losa shoots in for the takedown, if he's not picture perfect, he will find himself in a guillotine choke. So I'm going with Gabriel Bonfim to win, and I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round. For those who don't know, that just means the second round has to start. Once it starts, you win that bet. Next fight, we got the men's welterweight division, Santiago Ponzinibbio going up against Muslim Salikov. This should be a pretty good fight while it lasts. Ponzinibbio, he's not somebody that I'm going to put a lot of money on. I'm just not. He's a good fighter, but he's not somebody I'm going to put a whole lot of money on. Right now, you got to give up 2-to-1 odds to bet on him. Muslim Salikov could really be a good fighter, but he chooses not to do much grappling. He likes to throw strikes. He's a phenomenal kicker. He can kick from all angles, spinning back kicks and all that good stuff. But at 39 years old, he's been gassing quite a bit lately too. Later on in the fight, like in that late second round and definitely in the third round. So I'm going to ride with Ponzinibbio to edge out this win against Salikov. I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round, and I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the third round. And I'm going to hope Ponzinibbio don't mess this fight up and can edge out a win over Muslim Salikov on this one. Next fight, we got the featherweight men's division. We got Juliana Rosa versus Christian Rodriguez. Now, this is a fight I can get excited about because Christian Rodriguez is a phenomenal fighter. Really good. This guy has been thrown, I think his last 5 fights, all strong grapplers. And he only lost to one of them. And he gave what's my guy, Jonathan Pierce. He gave Jonathan Pierce all he could handle. But he beat Raul Rosa Jr. And he hung in there with the grappling. He got out grappled by Rosa Jr. in the first round, a little bit of the second round, but then Christian Rodriguez took over. So I'm going to ride with Christian Rodriguez. He's a jiu-jitsu purple belt. He has a phenomenal ground game. He's a hard striker, and he has phenomenal cardio. Juliana Rosa has fast hands. He's a pressure fighter. He has good boxing, and he has good cardio. But I got to ride with Christian Rodriguez for this one here. I think he gets it done. I'm going to also take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round and that the fight starts the third round. I don't think Juliana Rosa will be able to take Rodriguez down. I think he'll be forced to stand with him. And I think Christian Rodriguez is really, really going to dominate the stand-up here. I do. And Juliana Rosa has been KO'd, I think, at least I know for sure twice that I saw in some fight videos that I looked at him. And he got kicked in the face by Alex Caceres. That put him out, and somebody else KO'd him. And I'm just like, you know what? I got to go with Christian Rodriguez. He's 11-1. He's a young up-and-comer. He's only 26 years old. So I got to put my money on Rodriguez and take the fight starting the second round, fight starting the third round. Next fight, we got the middleweight men's division. We got Abdul Razak Al Hassan going up against Cody Brundage. I'm going to lean Abdul Razak Al Hassan on this one. He's a judo black belt. He has good takedown defense, serious KO power, but he doesn't have a real strong ground game. He has a rather weak ground game. Okay. Now, Cody Brundage, I'm just not impressed with him as a fighter at all. I think his ground game's weak. I think his cardio's weak. His jiu-jitsu blue belt, so nothing really to write home about. I have the funny feeling that Razak Al Hassan will find that chin and put Cody Brundage out. I really do think so. So I'm going to take Abdul Razak Al Hassan to win, and I'm going to take the under 2.5 round prop on this one. Next fight, we got, who's next? We got the women's flyweight division. Luana Santos going up against Maria Agapova. This is interesting. Luana Santos is coming in as a 3-1 favorite. I don't see it. She has good boxing, not great boxing, good boxing. She's a judo black belt, but her ground game is weak, very weak. I don't like her ground game at all. And for her to be a 3-1 favorite over Maria Agapova, I don't see it. Agapova has a good ground game. She can box. And I'm gonna take a chance and put just a little something. I really don't want to mess with this fight at all. I really don't. But at plus 230, I'm going to throw a little something on Agapova and see if she can pull off the upset. Yeah, and I'm going to also take the prop bet that the fight goes over a round and a half. So I'm going to go over a round and a half, and I'm going to take Maria Agapova for the upset. I'll throw her in a parlay, in a 2-pick parlay, and see how she does. Next fight, we got the middleweight men's division. Josh Fremd going up against Andre Petroski. This is going to be a very interesting fight, a very hard fight to pick. It's almost at pick 'em right now with the money line. This is tough. I think this fight, both of these guys are jiu-jitsu purple belts. I think Fremd has the better boxing because Petroski, he loads up and just throws power. If he lands, he can put you out. but he doesn't set it up properly. He just starts winging heavy shots, and he's a very muscular fighter, so he tends to gas. So I gotta lean Josh Fremd because of the cardio issue. Josh Fremd has really good cardio, and he has a phenomenal ground game. I like his ground game, and he's a very versatile striker. He throws everything. He throws it hard. He throws it fast. Petrovsky, I like, but I'm just going to lean Josh Fremd on this one. Not put a whole lot on him because this is going to be a tough fight for him. It's a hard fight to pick, but I'm going to go with Fremd to win, and I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight will start the second round. Next fight. Everybody's waiting for this pick right here, so I can't wait to give it to y'all. We got the men's flyweight division, Joshua Vaughn, Charles Johnson. I do not like Charles Johnson. I look for anybody that can beat Charles Johnson. I'm not too crazy about Joshua Vaughn, but he can box good enough for me to bet on. He's pretty sharp boxer. I'll take my chances with him. He's 22 years old, so he's about 11 years younger than Charles Johnson. Hopefully he has the faster hands. From what I'm seeing, it looks like he will. He's 10-1, so he doesn't have a whole lot of experience, but he's looking pretty good in the stand-up. So I'm going to take Joshua Vaughn to win, and I'm also going to take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in this one. Next fight. This is going to be a pretty interesting fight if it goes the way I want it to go. This is the men's bantamweight division. Montel Jackson's going up against Damon Blackshear. I watch Montel Jackson fight, and it's almost like I just want to fall asleep. His boxing's rather weak and boring. His takedowns are weak and boring. His style's weak and boring. He may win this fight, but I can't bet on him. I'm going with the more exciting fighter. I like Damon Blackshear. I like his ground game. I like his takedowns, and I like the way he strikes. He throws everything. So this fight I can see probably being a decision. So I'm going to take the upset and take Damon Blackshear. And I'm also going to go with the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop. And I'm going to throw just a little something on this fight going the distance to see if it actually goes the distance. But I can see this fight going the distance. Next fight, we got the women. Fatima Klein, a new replacement for Miss Jasmine Jasudavicius. This will be Fatima Klein's UFC debut. I like Jasmine Jasudavicius. I was going to take her against her original opponent, Vivian Ruha, whatever. I was going to take her over her, and now we got a UFC newcomer that's 6-0. She looks good. Don't get me wrong. Fatima Klein has good takedowns. She's a good striker. She's a jiu-jitsu black belt. Her ground game is good. It's solid. However, we've seen these fly-by-night UFC debut people come in, and they just can't keep the pace with an actual UFC experienced fighter. So I'm not going to get tricked again. I mean, if she wins, she wins. But I'm going with Jasmine Jasudavicius. She's been in the UFC. She's fought some really tough competition. She's beat some really good fighters. So I'm going to take Jasudavicius to win. And it looks like Jasudavicius is at plus 110, so she's an underdog. I got to take her. She's a jiu-jitsu purple belt, hard puncher, good takedown defense, good ground game, and she's a very versatile striker as well. I'm going to take Jasudavicius to win, and I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round, and I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the third round. Hey, good luck this Saturday, folks. Try to minimize your parlays to 2-pick and 3-pick parlays. You get too greedy, and it's hard to hit them. You're going to always say, well, I almost hit. You know, I try to stay away from those big 7 and 8-pick scrolls that people keep showing me at the sports book because they rarely hit. You can do them, but just don't bet too much on them. Put your heavier money on more solid parlay picks where you can make positive gains on it. So those are my picks for this fight card. Good luck this Saturday, folks.